Okay, so just an addendum we forgot to talk about. Two things. One,
The blueberries.
blueberries.
So like right now it's fall, and so the one of the ladies at the information center was telling us that we would see a lot of the change in the colors of the leaves on the how did she say it? Not
She said the
deciduous, but
hardwoods.
on the hardwoods. So she said we would see a lot of that out here where we're driving now. And then she said we would also see the blueberry fields would turn red and look like red carpets. She said they're really low to the ground, the blueberry bushes or whatever, really low to the ground, and they just turn red. Which we've seen a little bit of that. They've not turned, I guess, quite as fully red as what they will turn.
Yeah.
But we got a couple of little.
But they are very short. It looks like looks like they cut the field down like 6 inches, like, so it is kind of like a reddish carpet kind of thing. So that was cool. And then so I said the Nova Scotia thing, the New Scotland, and the reason I say that is because there's a lot of Scottish accent. There's a lot of Scottish references, things like there's like people playing bagpipes and stuff like that. I thought it seemed kind of odd at first, but the accent of the people, they speak English.
Yeah, just like when we were in Scotland.
Yeah. So
the accent makes it sound like a whole different language.
Yeah.
And so we were getting directions from the lady at one of the campsites, and she had a map, and she was drawing on the map, and she was giving us all these instructions. And then when we left, we were both looking at each other. We're like, "Do you have any idea what she said?"
Yeah.
Like, what are we supposed to go? What are we supposed to do? Like, even with the map, I couldn't understand what she was saying.
Yeah. And she's the one I was supposed to go back and ask for the password for the Wi-Fi. So I got back in there and I asked her, and then I was like, as soon as I asked her, I knew, I was like, I'm not gonna understand what she says, like whatever but she didn't even start. She just started writing it out. And I'm looking over the counter, I'm sitting watching her write. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what she's writing. Like, it looks like somewhat English, but I can't really tell. So she like spins it around, and she's like, oh, here you go, and she gives it to me, written on a piece of paper. And because where we were at, I was able to figure out it was the name of the campsite. I'm like, oh, okay. So it was pretty interesting. Like I was kind of worried. I was like, if she tells me, I'm not going to understand what she said. So I won't have a clue. But and then the other thing is the bags of apples. Like we talked about these bags of apples.
Yeah.
It's all over the whole province. Like it's not just like one spot.
So are the deer, though. They literally yesterday were following us on our bike.
Yeah, like they see people and they're like, oh, you're gonna feed us. Not in cars. They do not come up to cars because apparently that is a big deal, is to not feed the animals from your car. But if you're out walking or riding a bike, they think you're gonna give them a carrot or an apple. Like they come up to you. So. And I heard some guy on the radio talking about going out deer hunting. I'm like, well, how is that? Like, how do you go out deer hunting? You just stand there with a bag of apples and just shoot them when they come up? Like, how hard can it be? Like, they're like a pesky dog. So we've seen these guys with this all over the country. It's like these, like, I don't know how big they are, like 20-pound, 30-pound bags of apples, these big giant bags of apples. And but people buy them up, I guess. You see them load them up. They're back to pickup trucks all over the place. So, all right, I think that's it.